Hi, my name is Emmanuel Reyes. Southwest is an amazing company with a tremendous continuous growth. It was established in 1967 in Dallas, Texas. Today, after its humble beginnings, Southwest Airlines has become one of the most flown and loved airlines in USA. With more than 60,000 employees as of September 2019 and about 4,000 departures each day during peak season, Southwest has become a huge organization. Leaders face challenges managing organizations, and Southwest is not the exception to the rule. Over the last 6 weeks, my team and I have been assessing Southwest Airlines to measure the performance and outcomes. We have been looking Southwest Airlines organization through the structural frame, human resource frame, political frame, and symbolic frame. But specifically, we have been measuring some assumptions that each frame has. The structural frame believes in setting the proper range of roles and responsibilities to improve people's performance at work. The human resource frame deals with the needs of people at work. The political frame deals with setting processes, agenda, negotiation, and the proper distribution of power inside the organization. And the symbolic frame focuses on meaning and values of the organization culture. Let's go through each frame and its assumptions assessments. The structural frame sees organization as effectively organized structure with clear roles, responsibilities, rules, and policies to help increase the team performance. Here are 6 assumptions that the structural frame used to measure Southwest Airlines and other organizations. Southwest achieve established goals and objectives and devise strategies to reach those goals. Focus on improvement. Increase efficiency and enhance performance through specialization and appropriate division of labor. Common practice. Suitable form of coordination and control ensure that diverse efforts of individuals and unit mesh. Common practice in Southwest. Work best when rationality prevails over personal agendas. Focus improvement. Create effective structures that fit the organization's current circumstances. Focus improvement. When performance suffers from structural flaws, the remedy is problem solving and restructuring. Common practice in Southwest. Roughly 83% of Southwest employees are represented by union and they don't seem to find a way to harmonize. Southwest structure seems to have some structural flaws, and from the structural frame view, Southwest Airlines is working on it. It's common practice to fix problem and find the proper structure to keep things going on. Recommendations and implementations. We think the Southwest Airlines can move from focus improvement to common practice when it comes to the assumption of working best when rationality prevails over personal agendas. Organizations gather limited information and they struggle with having the capacity to evaluate what information they deem necessary. Employees continually seek to satisfy a motive based on their own aspirations due to the lack of resources, time, attention, and money. Mark and Simon, 1958. And we can implement this recommendation by establishing a company-wide goals with measurable objectives, implementing a company-wide survey around feedback on the obstacles and pressure that company will face as they strive to reach these goals, and allowing for focus groups to be formed with the leaders from every level of the organization to address the topics highlighted by the survey. Based on the survey, determine the percentage of employees that agree on each issue to prioritize pressing issues. Success will determine by the number of issues solved by the leader focus groups and the result of their solution. For example, sales increase, positive social media reviews increase, or retain promoted employees in a given time period depending on their respective issues. In contrast with the structural frame, the human resource frame focuses on the needs that each individual have inside the organization. The structural frame focus on the people in the organization and how we organize them into groups, teams, and units. And the human resource frame says that the workforce needs should be aligned with the organization needs, and that a highly motivated, energized workforce provide a competitive advantage. Here we have 6 assumptions from the human resource frame. Organizations exist to serve human needs rather than the converse. It's a common practice in Southwest Airlines. People in an organization need each other. Organizations need ideas, energy, and talent. People need career, salaries, and opportunities. Southwest excels on this point. When the fit between individual and system is poor, one or both suffer. Individuals are exploited or exploit the organization, or both become victims. Common practice. A good fit benefit both. Individuals find meaningful and satisfying work, and organizations get the talent and the energy they need to succeed. Common practice at Southwest. After evaluating Southwest Airlines through the human resource frame, we have come to the conclusion that Southwest Airlines has a strong human resource belief and is taking good care of their most important assets, which is the people, the workforce. Southwest Airlines hires candidates whose values are in sync with the organizations. A recommendation to Southwest Airlines using the human resource frame will be to emphasize integration and advocacy and inquiry by leaders, because it will increase values and mutuality within the organization. And we can implement this by emphasizing common goals and mutual influence, communicating openly, and combining advocacy with inquiry. Success will be determined by the number of employees given the opportunity to voice their input on common goals and practices. Of those thought, success is measured by the percentage of employee recommendations tested, implemented, and the result of those implementations. Again, depending on the respective issues. Our third perspective is the political frame, and the political frame draws from the political science. It uses bargaining, negotiation, coercion, and compromise. It deals with the setting of processes and agendas and the proper distribution of power inside the organization among the leadership. The political frame assumptions are: Southwest Airlines is a collection of different individuals and interest groups. Common practice in Southwest. Southwest Airlines coalition members have enduring differences. Common practice. Important decisions involve allocating scarce resources. Common practice. Scarce resources and enduring differences make conflict central and power the most important assets at Southwest. Common practice. Goals and decisions emerge from bargaining, negotiating, and jockeying for positions among competing stakeholders. Common practice also at Southwest. The political frame assessment for Southwest reveals that Southwest has a strong coalition and conflict inside the organization. Like we said, more than 50% of the employees at Southwest are represented by a union, and they exert power and create conflict. So with this in mind, we can say that Southwest Airlines faces a strong power, conflict, and coalition work environment. Going off out of the assumption that scarce resources and enduring differences make conflict central and power the most important assets at Southwest, we can make a recommendation to Southwest based on the motivation that organizational wide goals emerge out of a collaborative process among team members. Decisions are made through empowerment instead of power. Bennis and Nanus, 1985, Block 1987. We can implement this recommendation by establishing mutuality, maintaining generality, creating openness, and cultivating caring. We can measure the success of this recommendation by the number of employees and customers given the opportunity to voice their input on common goals and practices, and the number of comments made by employees and customers. Once implementation has been made, success can be measured by improvement for respective features and presented to the organization at large, with credit given to the percentage of people that contributed to the improvement by voicing their thoughts and developing solutions. The symbolic frame emphasizes the idea that symbols mediate the meaning of work and seek to create faith, belief, and beauty. And also, symbolic frames view leaders as the person responsible to inspiring their followers. The symbolic frame have 5 assumptions. The first one, what is most important is not what happens, but what it means. This is a common practice in Southwest. Activity and meaning are loosely coupled. Events and action have multiple interpretations as people experience situations differently. This is a common practice of Southwest. In the face of uncertainty and ambiguity, symbols arise to help people resolve confusion, find direction, and anchor hope and faith. Common practice. Events and processes are often more important for what they express or signal than for their intent or outcome. Their emblematic form weave a tapestry of secular myth, heroes and heroines, rituals, ceremonies, and stories to help people find purpose and passion. Common practice. Culture forms the superglue that bonds Southwest Airlines, unites peoples, and helps an enterprise to accomplish desired ends. Common practice. Southwest Airlines assessment through the symbolic frame shows how strong is the culture in the organization. Southwest Airlines care about the people, care about the customer, and invest in their workforce. Gary Kelly, the CEO of the company, said, "No company can survive long, much less be great, without great people and strong culture." And the mission of Southwest Airlines is the dedication to the highest quality of customer service delivered with a sense of warmth, friendliness, individual pride, and company spirit. Also, the Southwest logo is a symbol of a heart. It is the heart that drives each employee and process in this organization. For Southwest employees, the heart is everything, and it is the company goals that customers feel they have been served from the heart. Even though we know Southwest has already a strong culture, there's always room to improve. There's always a little bit more that we can do. So for that reason, one recommendation could be continue strengthening their culture. And how can we do that? How can we implement this? We can build a report across the company to influence and advance larger strategic initiatives, establish the initiative, and then collaborate between departments to create common goals. And also by doing employment engagement equal connection. Leadership. Are leaders empowering their employees to act and to communicate with transparency? Second, enablement. Are people equipped with the right tools and resources to do their jobs? Third, alignment. Are teams and departments acting in line with the company's mission, vision, and values? Does each individual understand their own goals in relation to those of the company? And fourth, development. Are we as manager and as a company investing in the learning and growth of all employees? To measure and determine the success of this recommendation, we can log the number of meetings held one-on-one between managers and employees and the number of employees' appreciation efforts. Employee engagement success is determined through exit interviews, quarterly evaluation by employees, money spent on resources and tools, and money time invested in professional development in comparison to the overall productivity of the company. For example, did a professional development event contribute to an increased sales the following quarter?